Well, right now is the perfect time to enjoy homemade salsa because it's tomato season. There's the answer to the trivia question. Houston's climate season produces tomatoes earlier than most of the country, so local urban farm Finca Tres Robles is celebrating the 4th annual Salsa De Mayo festival this weekend. One of the founders, Tommy Garcia Prats, is here with how this farm is not only celebrating the season, but also making sure the community has access to fresh, affordable produce. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me, Deborah.
All right, I was talking to a friend of mine who is a prominent chef. He's won all kinds of awards. And I said, what is the one dish that you just like, if you could only have one more dish in your life or for the rest of your life, what would it be? He goes, it's not really a dish. He goes, give me a vine ripened tomato, a pinch of salt, pinch of pepper, and he goes, and I'm in.
Yeah, I mean, that's been our experience on the farm. When we give people fresh tomatoes, we just slice it up and a little bit of olive oil, maybe some basil and some salt.
Oh, you got fancy with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the key here is called fresh.
Yeah.
A lot of times when we buy certain things, they don't have the color to them, they don't have the nutrient density to them, and so it's not that fresh vine ripe. I keep saying
vine ripe. No, it's a
yeah,
tongue twister. Yeah, I mean, that's a big part of our mission at Finca Tres Robles in small places is how do we support building a healthy neighborhood and a healthy community, and I think our tool is the farm and our products of fresh, high quality produce. People come out and they're amazed that things have flavor. They taste well. They have the cucumbers. They have
people who said that they didn't like vegetables before all of a sudden go, "Oh, I like it."
Yeah, exactly. And that's a big part of having it being so fresh, grown right there. And then we build in so much more of just the programming, the classes, all these other layers that really bring people into what is our seasonal product.
Yeah, take us behind the name.
For Salsa De Mayo?
Finca Tres Robles.
Or Finca Tres Robles, yeah. So
Finca Tres Robles. Salsa De Mayo, I get, yeah.
Finca Tres Robles is Spanish for Three Oaks Farm. So we started our farm in 2014 on a vacant lot, and it had 3 100-year oak trees. So a big part of our farm is bringing people to the place, the physical space, and then we're in the heart of the Second Ward in the East End. So naming our farm in Spanish was really important to us, making sure our community knows that this is a welcoming place for them.
Yeah. All right. How did you get involved in farming? You didn't grow up on a farm, did you?
No, I grew up in Southwest Houston.
Okay. You grew up with a family the size that could run a farm. But
yeah, 1 of 10, so we could have been a farm. We should have had a cow because we drank so much milk.
I bet.
But no, Houston's not known for being an assembly line of producing farmers, but that's something we want to change. Farming changed my life when I got into it. I worked on an organic farm in 2010 up in Maine, and it was amazing. I describe it as an intersection of curiosity and ignorance, like never having that experience growing up and then getting on a farm and really doing the work, being out in the weather and seeing the product come out and then feeding people in my community.
It's almost healing, isn't it?
It changed my life.
Yeah.
It changed my life.
So Houston, it was interesting that we don't do, I think gardening's really big, but I think sometimes people don't realize we really have a growing season all year long.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes unpredictable. Are we going to really have a winter or no winter at all, right? Things like that.
No, it is, and that's something we had to learn when we started the Finca here in Houston is really what are Houston's seasons. And we started Salsa De Mayo because people didn't know when tomato season was.
Yeah.
And that's something we had to learn. But
different here in Houston, right?
It's different here in Houston. So in Maine, I started planting tomatoes in June, and here we're already harvesting them.
I mentioned earlier that there are like 10 billion varieties of tomatoes, but we can get all types of great things here. So tell us about what Salsa De Mayo is going to be, and some salsas are involved here.
Yeah, so Salsa De Mayo is our tomato festival. So it's a celebration of tomato season, and part of the way we do that to also celebrate our neighborhood, our culture, our history, our food, is to do it around the salsa tasting competition.
Okay, I'm going in.
So even though the majority of salsas use just like tomatoes, tomatillos, some sort of hot peppers, onions, and garlic, the amount of variation is infinite. So here you're seeing just like a roasted red tomato salsa. This is a tomatillo, jalapeno, and cilantro, so has a little kick, be careful.
The first one had a kick, so yeah, you're right.
And this one, I'll warn you, this is a chile de árbol. It's extremely spicy. Just a dried pepper that they use. Yeah.
Okay.
But what we love about the festival, you see the different colors. Everyone brings a story behind it, whether that's a recipe from their grandmother or something that one of our contestants last year who won, he's a chemical engineer. So he would come home after work and be working on his salsa every evening, trying to get it to be ready for the competition.
I apologize to people at home for crunching on the air, but there's no way around it. Those chips are really good too. But I was sharing with you earlier in the green room, when I moved from Taiwan to San Antonio, I remember we sat down, and normally we'd have like the wonton chips in Taiwan or something, but they gave us chips and salsa, and I was like, this is the most glorious food I've ever had. Where does it come from? All right, and again, all of this is to bring attention to how you can eat fresh, eat healthy. We have a number of food deserts, and we know throughout the city where people are buying their groceries or from like even convenience stores, which is highly processed food. They're buying what they can carry or what they have access to. This is a way for them to get back to healthier food, which has infinite like benefits beyond, right?
Yeah, I mean, so many communities like ours in the Second Ward East End, they're food swamps. They have just like an overwhelming amount of places where they access processed foods or foods that aren't as healthy. And so part of our mission is how do we kind of shift that landscape in our community? We're becoming less healthy even though we're investing more in our healthcare system, and kind of our approach is more of an upstream and positive approach. So how do we get people excited about eating good food, being a part of that, and the festivals.
And you give education too, and you help people take part ownership, but they can come out there and actually see it and see what happens, right? And you have the farm store, so what can people access through the farm store?
Yeah, so that's what we love is people can come out and touch the farm. So our farm store right now is open twice a week. It's open every Wednesday and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. But two things that are really unique about the farm store is everything in there is coming from either our farm or another Houston or Texas farmer and rancher.
Because you got like eggs, honey, a whole lot more. And tiered pricing allows customers to choose what they can afford.
So that's really important to our mission because this is fresh, organic, high quality food, it's also the most expensive. So how do we overcome the barrier of this high quality food being inaccessible to households in our community? So the tiered pricing system allows people to come in and they can choose a 50-25% discount, or they can pay the full price to support our mission.
Thank you so much. I was trying to think about which one of these I like the best, but I think I'm going to make a third or fourth version. The fourth version is going to be a blend of all of them right there. Okay, I'm going to dig into that as soon as we hit the commercial break. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks so much,
for what y'all do. Again, the 4th annual Salsa De Mayo Festival is this Saturday at Finca Tres Robles. It runs from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. and is free and open to the public. To learn more about small places and Finca Tres Robles, visit greatdayhouston.com and we will connect you.